stop using Excel to calculate the school fees and keep track of all your parents' school fees.
Alright, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to LittleLives podcast, the little pod, whereby, in this session, right, we usually would dive into a lot of education kind of a topic, including things like, exploring into the vibrant world of early childhood education, to form like a knowledge base or a platform for people to really discuss about this topic, right? Because I believe like in Malaysia, there's not a lot of podcasts that actually do this kind of topic. I mean, there are, but it's not really widely known lah, right, in that sense, right? So before I go on, just want to introduce myself. My name is Alvin. I'm the country manager of LittleLives, and today, right, we actually have a very important guest joining us here today. He is the founder of Kingsbee Education. All right, he has had like around 10 years of experience in this industry, okay, and also once being awarded the Malaysia Influential Educator Award back in 2022. Alright, so ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we have Mr. Keem. Hi, Keem, say hi.
Hi. Greetings to everyone.
Yeah.
I'm Keem from Kingsbee Preschool and Education.
Right. So, I believe like Keem, right, really thank you for your time today. This is a Wednesday, right? Today is Wednesday, right?
Yes, yeah.
Well, Wednesday,
Yeah.
and then, a lot of things to do and just get some time to join us here in this very casual podcast session. Right?
First of all, I would like to thank Alvin, of course, from LittleLife, that very honored and happy to able to do this first podcast.
Yeah, technically, yep. Yeah, so
Thank you for your invite.
No worries. So just for your information, right, this little pod, we're gonna kickstart a whole series of it, mainly focusing on a lot on early childhood education, preschool education topics, and this is technically our first episode.
Yeah, I think
At the
Malaysia definitely more of this kind of podcast that highlights or talk about education's issues in Malaysia.
Yeah. So the topic that we're going to be talking about today, right, mostly it would be 2024, the ins and outs of preschool. Basically, what we wanted to understand is what are the things that preschool should be doing, should continue to do, right, in 2024, and perhaps maybe some ideas that the preschools should phase out in 2024 in order to really have a very good structure or a better future in that sense to increase the quality and all. But before we actually go in, right, I think let the audience know you better first lah, right? So Keem, you are the founder of Kingsbee Education.
Yeah.
All right. So when we say the word founder, right, like it's very vague because a lot of founders, I mean, you start something, you start a copy chain, right? You can call yourself a founder of a copy chain already. So just curious, like, what do you do in Kingsbee Education?
For over the past 10 years, that we of course we used to carry licensing program from other brand, I would say. Yeah, so I founded Kingsbee during the MCO. Reason being is that I found out that the current education system or whatever that we know now is, especially in Malaysia, is no longer enough to support the children to bridge the gap. I mean to close the gap of what is happening in the world right now. Especially during the MCO, you will see that children or the younger generation that graduate from good university might not land a good job, or they can't even find a job.
Right.
Or some people from people without education background, but with a very good skills they have, or what I mean is they are there to do or explore all kind of opportunity to survive. They just pick up the phone, just to start to do live by selling even seafood, chicken, anything.
Yeah.
But their mentality is that they want to survive. So no matter what, they need to do something in order to survive in this MCO, right? You can see that they actually get a very good living by doing so. So this is the question that I ask myself during MCO, like, okay, what is the direction of the education? What kind of skills or knowledge that we need to give our future generation?
Right. So basically, the reason why Kingsbee Education is being founded is because you want to revolutionize, or maybe have like a clearer thoughts on our education starting from early childhood compared to probably I would say the older system in that sense that might have been outdated lah.
I started my education journey 10 years ago with a tuition center. But the thing is, because my background is coming from a corporate, I work for a listed company, and then from my experience and my background, I would always use my experience, my mindset in corporate, and teach the children during my tuition lessons.
Right.
Yeah, I think tuition education lesson is more than just learning the knowledge. The children always, the students, they need more exposure or need more stories
Understand.
of in the real world, so that they can relate why are they learning and where they are heading to after they have all this knowledge. But the problem is, I see the problem in even the standard 1 students. They are lacking of a lot of what we call it skills, like for example self-organization skills, or some other skills that enable them to survive or do better in their primary school classroom. For example, the skill of asking the teacher if they have any problem. So this give me an idea of, I think starting from standard 1 is not enough or too late to help them to solve the problem. So therefore, I make a decision in 2015 to start to do this preschool business. Start to venture into preschool I wanted to influence from a younger age.
Got it. So basically, from what you have said, right, the thing that I'm getting here is that probably that, you know, the reason why you founded Kingsbee mainly is because that you want to kind of like find a balance between a very realistic approach in education, teaching skills that actually matters when it comes to, you know, lack of a better word, survival, or, you know, getting better at life, instead of a very idealistic approach, right? Because
yes.
because like, you know, from what I understand when it comes to education, right, like there are a lot of times that a lot of things are very idealistic in that sense, right? And
right.
Everything works in a very perfect world kind of a scenario that then, you know, when the kids they grow up, they go out to the real world, then they understand, oh, things might not work that way. Some
of them
on
might have
textbook.
culture shock if they are not prepared.
Understand. Yes. So okay. So basically, if that is the case, right, that also means that with that in mind, the children that actually enter Kingsbee, you know, will actually be able to get, like, in a way, a very balanced kind of education in terms of idealistic and also in terms of
we're
realistic.
doing our best to balance in between the knowledge and the skills that they should be equipped. So why I say this is one of the challenges, because if you notice, right, with the AI started to get in traction in the market, everybody is talking about AI. So we are in this AI world. Every day everything happen so fast. Within months, the whole world changed a lot. But the problem is the education system that we are having now are still following something that exists 200 years ago.
Outdated in that sense. Yeah, but I mean, in Little Pot, we speak the truth.
So
Yeah.
so the thing is, it's like a big ship, right? So it's like it's hard for the educators to move. Like, where should we go? Because the world are looking for the answer. From my observation, the whole world are still looking for answer, and which we don't have the answer yet.
Got it. Right.
So that's why you can see, I won't say we are trying to revolutionize the education industry. I'm just bringing this awareness, by the way, to all the educators in Malaysia, that through my research during the MCO, right, there's this thing called 21st Century Learning Framework. So in this framework, is actually provide a guidance. This is a framework that guided us what is important, what is the important aspect to teach our children. So one of the aspect we call it the soft skills, which is 4C, that includes creativity, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking. So as you can see, right, out of these four, right, creativity and critical thinking, it makes sense in a way that these two skills is how you write on AI, which if you have these two skills, right, AI can't replace you, because AI works in such a way that they can only summarize, or they can come up something with something that already existed. So even like how we use AI now, whatever the output they give us, with our critical thinking skill, we always ask ourselves, is this right? Is this what I want? So I can tell you, most of the time, what AI give me is not what I want.
Not exactly
Not
what
exactly.
you want.
Yeah. I always have better idea. Like, okay, I think this is good enough as a reference only. But you can't use the idea 100%. Just this is where the importance of critical thinking come into play.
Understand.
Yeah.
And this is the thing that we should all be kind of like looking at when it comes to especially early childhood education, right? Because like shaping the skills to perform critical thinking, right, since the very beginning is actually very important. Because, you know, based on my experience, like, of course, like way older, not younger, like when I was in uni, right, I actually noticed that certain people that are deemed like street smart, they are actually be able to think more critically.
Yeah, the naughty ones, you mean?
Yes, that's a stereotype. Yeah, but typically the naughty ones, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you actually test them, you can notice that, you know, their logic is way clearer. The way that, you know, they think of things, they are able to actually see a few steps ahead, right? And this is probably due to their upbringing and also the education and experience that they had very early on. And on another spectrum, for those friends of mine who, you know, really study very well, get A's, okay, not all of them, but some of them, they actually can't really think well, because they are referring the answers from, like, you know, the textbooks and everything within the thing. So if you ask them to think out of the box, right, then kind of like sangkut already. Yeah. And I believe this is something that probably for preschool in 2024, this is one of the ins lah, right? Like, for example, like, let's say if, like, according to the syllabus, or, you know, or the classes, the content of the classes, if they do not have like anything that includes the aspects of critical thinking, I think this is something that we probably have to be aware of.
Yes, you're right.
Right.
It's something that critical thinking, let's put it a simple way, that you can actually ask around the friends around you, or any teachers, any educators that you know. You can ask them, can you explain, let me ask you, Alvin, can you explain what's critical thinking for primary school students? What is critical thinking? How will you explain to them?
Probably to have the ability to find out, you know, all the whys behind something that has been asked, that is not based on the surface level, so that they can understand the reasoning behind it. And of course, within their own range of knowledge lah. You don't test them some rocket science equations lah.
Yeah, I mean, the way your answer is, of course, very very good in a way. But this is something that the primary school students, they might have problem to relate it.
I understand.
But at least you know what
Mm.
is critical thinking about. But the fact that when I talk to a lot of educators,
Mm.
they can't even explain it, like what is critical thinking about. This is the problem of the situation in Malaysia.
Right.
So okay, if you ask me how would I explain this to a primary school student, it's very simple. Critical thinking is the ability to identify any things that you see, you hear, whether it's correct or not. Is this correct? Is this right? Is this must be the way? Yeah. So you always like question your own thoughts. The
Yep.
ability to question your own thoughts or any things that come out of it.
Yeah. So actually, speaking of this, right?
Mm.
Because just now you mentioned that you were talking to educators, and not all of them are actually able to explain such a thing. And I believe this has something to do with like the quality of our education these days. More specifically, the quality of probably the teachers that we have in the early childhood education industry right now. Like, I mean, let's face the truth lah. We are not at like a very 100%. You know, everyone is super high quality, that kind of environment. There are still some shortcomings. So, what do you think that preschool, especially in 2024, should do to kind of like increase, if not like just improve the quality of their teachers?
I think this is a very sensitive topic that especially I would say I am no one to talk about the qualities of teachers. Very sensitive. I might get shoot because of this.
Sensitive is where people want to listen, but no worries. Yeah, I mean, we just talk about the
but
thoughts.
to me, is there's no right or wrong. Like how educators or how a teacher wanted to deliver the way they deliver or what they want to deliver to the child. But I want to bring everyone to attention to this thing called a global citizenship education
Okay.
and sustainable development goals, the SDG. There's a 17 SDG goals. I want to mention this as a context before we dive into so-called quality. Yeah, I would say a lot of teachers, they are also a qualified teacher. Yeah, because they use all their hearts to teach the children ABC and 1 2 3. The children they thought are able to spell a lot of words. They can do maths very well. So this is consider quality depends on how you define it. But to me, if you notice, especially this year, 2024 will be the year, I would say through my personal observation, will be the year of SDG, or in corporate they call it ESG, although this is two different things by the way.
Okay.
ESG is different than SDG. So this will be the year that you will see a lot of corporate, university, educational institutions started to talk about this. So as educators, right, the first thing is we must be aware of what is happening in the world. So what happened is I want to bring this it as a context is what is happening in the world now. We as an educator, we must also align with what all this happening. Like for example, what is the SDG goal number 4, which is the quality education. So inside goal number 4, there are 10 targets that we need to meet. So very soon that all this education institution, we need to relate all this SDG initiative into our organization. So it's not that we say it's not good to just teach ABC and 1 2 3. Just that the question that we should ask is, okay, if we can teach a children become so smart, they can get number 1. They are the top 3 or top 10 student in a university or in this world. What we want them to do? This is the question that the student asked me, like, teacher, so what's the purpose of studying? Even I can get number 1. Is it about money? Is it
Wait. Your student asked you this question.
Yeah.
How old are they?
8 years old, 9 years old.
Come on, 8 years old. During my time when I was 8, I don't even know the concept of money yet.
But let's face the truth. You actually see the children nowadays beside us, right? What
Yeah.
are they watching? Shorts, right?
Yeah.
And then the shorts they're watching is not just preschool level or students level. All these shorts that actually bring awareness of what's human rights, what is children rights. You don't have rights to ask me to do something I don't want. This is how they talk, nowadays.
Right.
They have 100 ways to challenge the teachers. So, but I mean, if I met such a students, I would be very happy because this student obviously they equip with these critical thinking skills, like
Correct.
why I should do like this.
Correct.
Yeah. So the big why is very important. Yeah. So
Mm.
the problem is, there's not many educators are able to explain to students or for such a questions.
Understand.
Even not to mention parents also. Yeah, parents of course
Mm.
they are not expert in education, an industry that they know how to answer. Yeah, they are just normal human being that get married and just
Understand.
raise a child like that. So, but the thing is, as an educator, we are the one who should have this answer. But when I always talk to other educators, like how do you answer all these questions? Yeah, this is the problem that not many educators have answer for this. Is this for money? Do we study all this to get good money? In a way, yes lah. But to me, I have a different point of perspective.
Okay.
I would say that the reason that you have good skills, you have good knowledge, after all, is at the end of the day you have to contribute back to the society. This is what we do, right? Because human live in such a way that we live in a group. Nobody nobody can live alone individually.
Yep.
Yeah, so the good thing is if we can have good skill and good knowledge, and when we grow up we can contribute back to the society or the humankind. This is something that is meaningful lah. I would call it meaningful education. So everybody has their own value in this society. I use it value creation. I wouldn't say it's making money, it's value creation. So if you want to become a garbage truck collector, you can do so. But it's just that, is that the value you want to give back to your community or society? You got to ask yourself, what kind of value are you giving? You want to be a YouTuber. A lot of kids want to be a YouTuber nowadays. But what kind of value are you giving? Are you planning to do a lot of prank videos just to entertain people? Yeah. So what kind of YouTuber direction? Which direction are you going to? Are you providing entertainment or are you providing educational content?
Basically, what kind of impact do you want to bring to the society
Exactly.
in moving the needles for a better future lah?
Yes. So if you have a knowledge, like let's say you are a brain surgeon, that no other people can replace you. Like, hey, can you help me to? I have something I want to go to. Can you help me out to do this surgery? Basically, not many. No
Not
one
many
can
people can say I help you now
Yeah.
because it's very professional. It's specialized already.
Yes.
Yeah.
So when you at this level, right, meaning that the value that you contribute to the society, of course, is definitely higher than everybody else. Therefore, the money that you're getting, the money that you're getting is definitely will be more than other people.
Yeah, because the impact you're bringing is more is bigger than
Of course. Yeah.
any other people.
So this is professional job we are talking about. Let's
Right.
say I want to make an impact in protecting the environment. I want to become a beach cleaning or environmental specialist. So is that a job for this? Of course, there are a lot of these organizations have this kind of job, and even we call it NGO organization. They have this position, and big corporates they fund all these NGO. So if you doing something that is impactful for the society, definitely you will get a decent income, I would say.
Correct.
Yeah.
Correct. So basically, there's no right or wrong in terms of the level of impact you want to do or bring to the society. But most important thing is that I think with the education that we have now towards our children, right, is that we try to shape their thoughts and the ability to think what
Yes.
kind of impact I want to make.
Yes.
Instead of probably like you should be doing this, like getting
Yes.
instruction from teachers or parents even or other people. So we shape the children, their ability to think themselves.
Exactly. I think this is something that educators should
Focus on in a
focus.
way.
Yes.
Yep. And I think just now you also mentioned a very interesting point because like you said, children these days, right, when they take a look at YouTube, Instagram Reels and everything, the content that they are seeing is definitely way more advanced compared to us probably like 10, 20 or 30 years ago
Definitely.
even. And basically the quality of children right now is, I would say, is on another level. And with that in mind, right, that also means that the way that we approach education these days has to be very different already.
Definitely.
The speed, the tempo, and the criteria of our teaching, right, will either advance them further from the speed that they have now, or are we really slowing them down in that sense, right?
I have a few keywords that I can think about when come to this topic or issues that you are mentioning. First keyword is personalized learning.
Personalized learning.
Yeah.
Okay.
So this is definitely the a very important aspect to look into it. Yeah. And second keywords will be child-centered approach. Yeah.
Child-centered
this
approach.
is not something new, and a lot of good school are doing this as well. Yeah. So this is something that as educators we should think about. We should know. Yeah. At least we should know. Yeah.
Right. Yep. So I think we have been speaking a lot on how education should look like in 2024 in that sense, right? Also coming from your experience, right? Then perhaps maybe I just wanted to ask you on one topic here lah. It's about workplace education, workplace childcare centers, basically childcare centers that are built in workplace di tempat kerja. Yeah. So I mean because like nowadays, right, there are a lot of like working mom as well, right? Gave birth, right? And having struggle to find like the balance between who
Yes.
should be taking care of my child, but I want to maintain my own career as well. And there are typically a lot of, I would say, a lot of women sacrifices their career to take care of children, right? And they are proud of it, but at the same time, they do have a little bit of regret for not being able to continue their career. So, what do you think, like the role of a workplace childcare center is in this case?
I know a lot of mummies. Yeah. They get very depressed because of not able to work, or the sense of fulfillment is like, it's like what I mentioned just now, giving back to the society. So when they have this downtime, they feel very upset because of certain things. They start to think about like why are they doing this? Why are they just staying at home taking care of children? Is that what they want? So I think this will also align with the SDG goal that we talk about, which is goal number 5, gender equality. So definitely there will be more corporates, companies that will start to look into this, because basically goal number 5 is to provide more opportunity to women to support them in their career, and also goal number 8, which is the decent work and economic growth. So definitely more corporates or companies that will start to look into this and think about having childcare in their buildings,
Got it.
So this will support, definitely we will support more women to come back to the workforce to help the country in
Yeah.
terms of economic growth.
So trying to find the best of both worlds in this case, right?
Yes.
Like after women give birth, it's not necessary that you have to give up your career in order to take care and nurture your children. Actually,
Mm.
you can do both. Just
Yeah,
that
yeah.
we need to find the right medium.
Yeah.
And perhaps maybe in 2024, I think one of the ins for the education industry
Yeah,
is
yeah.
really to have more and easier accessibility towards workplace childcare center per se,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Sure.
speaking about supporting the mummies, right?
Mm.
I would also like to highlight to all the kindergartens operator, principals and teachers that it's not fair for the mummies. If you notice, this is what I observe and notice that when all the daddies go back from work, right? They will say they are very tired, because they are the what you call it,
Breadwinner.
the breadwinners, exactly. So they bring back the monies to their household. So they will say that I'm very tired, I need a break. Can you stop disturbing me? Give me a break. But for women, it's not fair to the mummies, whereby they have so many roles to switch in between, like their mommy, the mothers of the children. They are also the workers, the boss, or the daughter-in-law. You still have your mother-in-law to settle, and you are a wife. So many to switch. When the daddy say, I need to take a break now, but the mummies cannot. At home, who's gonna do the laundries?
Mm.
So I want to highlight that as a school, right? One of our role is to support the mummy as well, because we notice a lot of children, they have this instability in their moods,
Okay.
and
Alright.
that affects their learning. It's actually come from
Their upbringing, their family
their
situation,
families.
the
the
time at
issue.
home.
Exactly. So in a way, as a school, right, we are not only supporting the children in learnings, we can also support the mummies by having mummies group, by having some seminar or talks to help the mummy to release their stress.
Yep.
So in a way that it will help the children in the end of the day.
Yep, definitely. Yeah, I think for preschool, especially early childhood education industry, for most of the time, a lot of people misunderstood that, the focus should 100% be on the children. But I think one thing that we tend to ignore is that the children has a very huge relationship with the parents.
Exactly.
And they tend to affect each other if just one side of it is not being taken care well. And I trust that in 2024 preschools, right, if we do think one more step further that is regarding the parents, then I think we'll be able to bring even more impact to the early childhood education at this point, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So I mean, we have talked about a lot of in and outs lah, right? The in including the critical thinking part. It's time for educators to rethink on whether if our current education method lack of a better word, outdated or not. Are we up to the trend, right? Are we up to what it is required for the current competency of the children, right? We also talk about things like technology, like you mentioned about AI. I'm pretty sure this is the year where a lot of educators also know that, teachers will need to start using a lot of technology to aid and help them to literally be able to use their time better in educating their children, be it preparation of lesson plan, be it like the use of Excel sheets to plan better, all these kind of things, right? Are also very important these days. We also talk about a lot of outs, right? In terms of no one size fit all curriculum now, because technically there are a lot of things that we need to shape the children in terms of critical thinking, in terms of personalized approach of education, right? Child-centered approach as well. And I'm just curious though, like if we were to talk about one thing that it should be in the out portion, right? Meaning that one of the thing that we should stop doing in that sense, or maybe we should look into to improve? What do you think that would be for your current knowledge of the preschool industry at the moment?
Stop using Excel to calculate the school fees and keep track of all your parents' school fees.
Okay, okay, that's interesting. Stop using Excel to keep track and calculate the school fees.
Yeah, because okay, so this is part of what I do. I'm not only operating, managing our preschools. Yeah, so we have a few branches. I'm also providing educational advice, service to all the other preschools because we have a lot of other friends that who running preschool as well.
Okay.
So we always like get together and share, our views. And because of this, I started my advisory services,
Okay.
trying to help the preschool and bring more awareness to the preschool. So one of these things is what the preschool owner always asks, like, how do I stand out? How can I stand out from the market? It's so competitive. So one thing that I share is get a preschool management apps.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So,
All right.
So you can't just use Excel to. Of course, you can keep track. There's no problem in it. It's just that the lack of efficiency, that because everything now is all the parents, all people, all human are using phones and most of their time are with the phones, the screen time. Yeah. So the parents would like to see their children's progress, their updates in the school. So last time we used to use a WhatsApp group lah, So, but it's not efficient. It's not effective. It's too much of work, and then there's lack
No
of privacy.
scalability.
Yeah, because when you create a WhatsApp group, there's nothing wrong actually. It actually provide a good service for the parents as well.
Yep.
But when you add teacher inside, I get complaints from teacher that some parents call them in the middle of the night, for some advice,
Understand.
or they suddenly realize there's some scars or scratch in certain part of their children's body. Then they was even in the middle of the night, they will call up the teacher to ask. So this is a problem that in order to better protect everyone's well-being and the privacy, it's very essential to have a app that you can do the communication part. Secondly, now, like for example, the apps that we're using, of course, we are using LittleLives app, which provide us a lot of convenience that we can create the invoice, bill the parents with a click of a button, and then with the e-payment gateway, that parents can just pay through the payment gateway, and everything is done in such a way that's very efficient, I would say.
Yep. So basically, I think to kind of like summarize, right? Basically, the outs in this aspect is to really try to figure out a way to scale your operations in that sense. Right.
Yeah, I give you an example. Okay, imagine two parents are talking over a coffee session. Yeah. So one of the parents take out the phone and see that, oh, my child just did something or so cute, showing the photo to another parents. And all the attendance are being tracked, payments are made through the apps. Yeah. Then you share this with another friend of hers. Say, then the friend will say, oh, which school is this? Why your school so changgay one, so advanced, got this type of app, wow, so good, I can see your children's progress and everything. My school don't have.
Understand. Totally get your point. Basically, it's more like, giving more accessibility to the parents, at the same time also scale your operations in that sense. So your school also in a way keep track and advance with the technology that currently we have, right? Okay, not an advertisement session here. Not gonna promote LittleLives, right?
Any preschool app will do actually.
I mean, in the market there are a lot of preschool app. per se,
Yes,
right?
yes.
But I think the main point that Keem wants to bring out here today is really start thinking on how to grow your preschool in a very scalable method in terms of not only just operations, but also the way to present more information to parents or anyone in the school in the most convenient way, basically, right? Yeah, by the way, Kim, just want to let every listener know, right? I mean, apart from being the founder of Kingsbee Education, right, Kim also kind of like, do a lot of sessions, right? I believe privately, to sharing a lot of sharings to people about, consultancy regarding the preschool, sectors, right? So, for example, if you do have a preschool right now, but you are probably having some struggle, or you have some unknowns, right? Feel free to reach out to Kim. Okay, we'll have his email address and any other contact methods below down in the description link. Okay, so feel free to kind of like reach out to Kim and get some advice or maybe even brainstorm together in that sense.
Yeah. Some updates, Alvin. We have recently founded association.
Okay.
We call it 21st Century Educators Association.
Okay.
So the purpose of this association is to reach out to all the educators, whether they are teachers or they are principals or they are lecturers.
Okay.
The purpose of this is to have a calling. Yeah. To meet all the we wanted to gather up and to meet more educators with a growth mindset, that if you're wondering what is 21st century learning about, what is global citizenship education, how can we bring our children, the students, to have a wider exposure, to let them know what is happening in the world, what the United Nations SDG about. Yeah, feel free to join us. Let's do make an impact together.
Yeah, I think we'll have all the more of the information in the description link.
Yeah.
Yep. So, ladies and gentlemen, do remember to check out the description link because there's a lot of good stuff over there. And I think the most important thing here, the reason why we are having this podcast, is really to gather all of the educators or anyone that's interested in education, right? To really gather up, brainstorm, share ideas. We might not be entirely correct with what we have discussed today, right? Because it's all a personal view, but most importantly, it's the platform that provides you with this topic, and then you can of course tell us more of your thoughts in the comment section below. Yeah. Let's just discuss.
It's about
tell us
resources
more.
sharing.
Yes, correct. We should share our resources and in a way kind of like stop playing our own game.
Yeah.
I think
definitely.
that's a very important point.
Yeah.
So I guess, right, before we actually end our podcast, right, I think I have a few interesting rapid fire questions for you, Kim.
Okay, what is that?
Right. Yeah. So the rule of a rapid fire is very simple. Is that I ask you the question, you need to be able to answer it within 3 seconds. Okay, just to let people know more about you. So are you ready or not?
I think so.
Yeah, can you ever ready? Okay, so question number 1, 3 seconds.
Yeah.
Okay, what did you want to be when you grew up? 1, 2, 3.
Superman.
Wait, for real, Superman?
Yeah. What age was? At what age?
Okay, probably let's say.
I used to want. Who doesn't, right? All the boys want to be a superhero when they.
Actually,
when
I want to be
grow up.
Spider-Man, not Superman, but.
Yeah.
Okay, on a serious note, right? Maybe when you're 5 years old, like, what do you. Is there an occupation that you have in your mind?
I don't know. If you ask me, I just remember one of the Chinese essay that we used to write. 志愿,
my ambition.
Typical of jobs, occupation.
Policeman.
Or fire, but definitely not teacher lah. Definitely not teacher. Yeah.
So, just curious. Adding on to that, have you ever, in any stage of your life before 18 years old, thought that you will one day become a teacher?
No. I found out this only when I was about 25 years old, when I'm working for the listed company that I mentioned just now. I found out myself I'm in love. I'm very fascinated in exploring all these articles about parenting articles.
Right.
Yeah, so I found very fascinating. Like, oh, okay, so how we being brought up is actually not an ideal way to. I wouldn't say wrong, but not an ideal way lah to
Right.
to the way we being brought up. So there's actually some other better way to raise the children. So yeah, even without any, I don't have the time that I don't have a child yet. I'm very fascinated reading all these articles,
Right.
exploring the. So when I started my tuition center, the first mindset I equip to my student is don't just focus on study. You should focus other stuff in life as well.
Got it.
Yeah.
So basically, at the age of 25, you found your true calling.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, right? Okay, rapid fire question number 2, right? 3 seconds, yeah. What is the biggest challenge that you have had when you went through your career? 1, 2, 3.
Which career? I mean, now
Now, the education career lah.
education career.
Yeah.
Yeah. The I would say the MCO time lah. The biggest
Why?
challenge. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody suffer lah.
I think that's the challenge for a lot of educators,
Yeah.
right? Because business stops in a way because nobody goes
Yeah.
to school at a period of time.
Okay. Second challenge is able to meet other educators with the same mindset. So hard. It's so hard.
Right.
Yeah.
So no worries, we have a platform here now. So guys, check out the link below
Yeah.
and
Please,
reach out to
please.
Keem, and you know,
Yeah.
let's form a very good group of resources in that sense. Okay, last question. This will be a bit tricky, Keem. All right, you really have to answer within 3 seconds. Treat
Okay.
me as the children, okay? How would you describe your job to a 5-year-old like me? 1, 2, 3.
Making a world a better place.
Actually, that is a very good answer. You know what? That is actually a very good answer because, like you mentioned earlier, we want to educate the children so that they know what kind of impact they want to make,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And as everybody understands that,
Yeah.
the world will automatically be a better place.
Yeah, because I know that my own value now is not high for sure. So I can't save the world. So I can only educate more younger generations so they can come out more ideas, more initiative to save the world so that you know we can live longer lah, of course.
All right, awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, first of all, you know, I would love to thank Keem today, right, for spending, you know, time with us, talking about some insights. And I'm pretty sure this is just the beginning, you know, of us sharing more. I'm pretty sure, like, in the future, we'll see Keem
Yeah.
featured in our podcast, The Little Pod, even more as we deep dive into the topic. Right now, it's just, I would say,
Yeah. The
前菜.
keyword. This is just the beginning. You're
This
right.
is just the beginning, right? Yes. So, yep. Thanks, Keem, very much for joining us today. And ladies and gentlemen, remember to give it a like, subscribe,
Yeah.
and share to your friends and family members if you find this video or podcast really useful. So, our videos will be available on YouTube, our social medias like TikTok, Instagram. So, do follow us at LittleLives at all of our social media handle that you can find in the description link. And most important of all, we also attach Kim's contact information in the link as well. So,
Yeah.
do reach out. And you know,
Please.
and let's
get
form
connect.
a like-minded group.
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. So, ladies, first episode of Little Pod. Awesome. Done. See you in the next episode, whereby we'll have more interesting topic coming up.
Yay.
Awesome.